Get ready with me and spend a whole day with me behind the scenes at the salon. I usually set my alarm for around 6 a.m., and the first thing I do in the morning is check my DMs and my emails for my clients and try to get back to them first thing. I don't know about you guys, but there's nothing I love more than a morning shower, and then I just jump right into my morning routine. Once I do my skincare routine, it's time for my makeup, and I am so proud of my little vanity that I have set up. I used to hate doing my makeup in the morning, and now it gets me really excited. My makeup routine is pretty basic, and because it's been like 90 degrees outside, I usually just stick with something lighter anyway because I just know by the end of my shift it's going to be melted off my face anyway. I know my lazy girls will get this, so I actually curled my hair the night before, so all I have to do is touch up the front with the round brush, and then I'm going to use the Kenra anti-humidity spray to tame any frizz and lock in my style because this humidity is crazy. I'm also someone who really likes to run my fingers through my hair throughout the day, so I love that this product is super lightweight. Now for my favorite part of the morning, and that is picking out my outfit. And if you know me, you know I have a shopping problem, and my favorite thing in the entire world is to shop for new clothes. So picking out outfits and putting them together is just so fun for me. Once I figure out my outfit, I say bye to the fur babies, and then I head to the kitchen to pack my lunch. And I used to never block off time in my schedule for a lunch break, but since opening my salon, I decided to stop double booking, and now I actually have time for myself to actually have a healthy break to eat. I usually start my first client around 9 a.m., and I try to get to the salon at least 30 minutes early to open and prep for the day. I feel like that gives me more than enough time to settle in. Once I set everything up, the first thing I do is I get to the desk and I check all the voicemails and I get back to our clients, and then I look at my schedule for the day. My first client is in for a partial foil touch-up, and I'm using the Kenra Simply Blonde No Ammonia Lightener, and this has been one of my go-to lighteners lately. I love that this lightener gives me 8 levels of safe lift, and the best part for me is it's dust free, so I don't have to keep worrying about inhaling the bleach dust anymore because if you're a hairstylist, you know how awful that is. So we're actually loving the warmer tone blonde on her, so we're basically just doing a touch up today. Her natural level is about a 5, so I'm just making sure to take really fine sections just to get a super clean, even lift, and this will also give her a really soft looking grow out. She processed for about 35 minutes, and we rinsed and we toned her with the Kenra Demi-Permanent Rapid Toner in the shade Gold Violet. This tone is so gorgeous, and I love to use this formula for a more natural looking blonde who still wants to be super bright. I let the toner sit for 5 minutes, and then we styled with a loose wave, and I set it with the Kenra Perfect Medium Spray, and these are her results. We were obsessed with the color. My next client was such a fun appointment. This was her wedding color, and I was so honored to do her hair. She didn't want anything too crazy. She basically wanted the same color that she had, just brought up a little higher and around her face, but she still wanted to have that rooted look. I decided to do a foliage using my V-section technique because this technique gives a really soft look without actually having to go in and do a root melt. There's nothing wrong with doing a root melt, but I do find I would rather avoid it if it's not absolutely necessary. For the back sectioning, I start at the nape and I work up the head, alternating between horizontal and V-section partings. I paint the high points of the lightener towards the face, and I make sure to keep the root dropped for depth. So I actually combine the side placement and the face frame together by taking small horizontal sections and bringing the lightener towards the face, and this is what's going to create that face frame. However big your weave on the hairline is how big your money piece is going to be. So the bigger the weave, the bigger the money piece. So just always keep that in mind. She processed for about 30 minutes, and in that time, I had my lunch break, and it was delicious. When she was done processing, I rinsed her with the Kenra Color Protecting Shampoo, and then I toned her with the Demi-Permanent 9PV for 5 minutes. These are her results. She has the most gorgeous hair. I was having serious hair envy, but the color turned out perfect, and now she's ready to walk down the aisle. Now for my last client of the day, she's in for a foliage with gray blending. She actually doesn't have much gray at all, so what I do is I foliage her first and then I apply her roots to wet hair. I've applied gray coverage during the lightening service and I don't hate it, but I definitely just prefer to do it this way, especially on a client who isn't fully gray. It just looks a lot softer in my opinion, and again, she doesn't need full gray coverage, she just needs gray blending. So once she was done processing, I applied her gray coverage in the chair on wet hair, and I'm using Kenra Demi-Permanent 6N, and then I let that process, and then for the last 5 minutes, I toned her ends with the Demi-Permanent 9PV. It was the day of curls apparently. Everybody in my chair wanted them today, and I'm here for it, but I'm setting her hair with the Kenra Platinum Dry Texture Spray, and it just added a little bit of texture and fullness, and these were her results. I would say it was a pretty successful day at Delamine Salon, and after I checked out my last client, I cleaned up for the day and got everything in order to start right back tomorrow morning. So thank you so much for coming along with me today, and I hope you enjoyed it.